It's at level 6, which is an honours level. Now, the reason for this is because to do level 6 within the qualified teachers, within the quality assurance scheme that we use, you have to have just a equivalent of a degree, an ordinary degree. One of our challenges is we've found in international teacher education that other universities across the world, their degree qualifications, when they're measured against something called NARIC, even though they may be called an honours degree, are not equivalent to an honours, so they're only at level 6. So that's why we've done it at level 6. We are introducing in future years a level 7, but it will be the same programme, just assessed at a higher level. The qualification is in English, so everybody who does this qualification must have a good basis of English. It's measured against IELTS, a level 6.5, I think, or equivalent. It's fully online. So the other important element you must have is that you must be able to use online activity. You must be able to go online, use the platform, find your way around it. You must be used to sending emails, for example. You must be used to responding online and that sort of thing. So that's important. The support is through formative feedback. And we use a timeline of submission to help busy teachers stay on track. There are 2 modules. The first module is called Thinking About Learning. And in that module, we support you in thinking about how you go through how you learned, how your students in your classroom will be learning. So we link it to the research. But then the second module then looks at learning in teaching. So the much more learning in your classroom, and has elements of using teacher, the work you do in the classroom. We look at assessment for learning and inclusion in particular in that module before returning to learning. I said it's fully online, and it uses Moodle, which is the name of the platform we use. It's a virtual learning environment. If we have time, I can show you that later. I've already mentioned that there is a critical friend support in country, but in Nigeria, Teju and her company are going to offer to support as well, to ensure that you achieve things. I've mentioned that the critical friend, it's peer mentoring, if you like. Your critical friend becomes your peer there. What we would suggest is that both of you do the program, and one of you sort of other peer mentor for each other, because you're both doing it. This option was actually identified as a really excellent way of managing, and it was innovative, the validation panel said, because no one else who does this sort of program anywhere does this sort of work, where we still are recognizing the value of you in the country, you the teacher. You know what you're doing. You work in cohort groups, and so there's 3 presentations at any one time. At the moment, we've got presentation 1 are doing module 2, and presentation 2 have just started and are doing module 1. When you start in September, you're always presentation 1. So that's it. That's me. I will let Teju have the slides, and we will be able to do things. Now, I see there's lots of chat. When you present, you can't see the slideshows. So I can't see anything that's happening. So I apologize if people have been asking me questions.
Oh, no, they haven't. I've been the one running comments.
Good.
Because and thank you so much, Kim. Thank you so much for that presentation. I'm still not letting you go. I know we said it's going to be 1 hour, but I would love to extend it a bit. Is that okay with us in the house? I would love for everyone to be able to ask questions, but I want to just say something to help. How many of us are understanding this concept of a flexible mindset? Do you appreciate the things that we've been saying? I mean, Kim just hit the nail on the head. So even in China, people are being I'm sorry, I'm laughing. It's just that I had an experience here that, I made a first class in electrical engineering. Then I come here, University of Warwick, and my first module, I get a C. Kim, I was close to a B, but I wasn't happy. Now, my mentors in Nigeria read first of all, the shock I had, Kim, was that I wasn't being asked to do any objective questions. In Nigeria, we're so used to exam at the end of the day. You just, I'm sorry, you start it in your head, and then you just look for how to upload it. And then, but rather, I was asked to write an essay.
That's right. And that's the same on this program. So I didn't mention assessment. I'm so sorry. The assessment is relatively simple. All the way through, you keep a portfolio and you have to submit that at the end of the module, each module. And you also do, as part of that portfolio, an essay, but it's your own topic. And that's even that through a lot of people what to write about. But it has to be obviously using the learning you've done on the program.
Yeah, and when we look at what's happening in Nigeria, we tend to think, government. The leaders, a lot of them went through Nigerian schools, and they need people to tell them what to do. And sometimes they choose to find either a pastor or an imam to tell them what to do, or a traditional doctor, but thinking themselves. And we had an entrepreneurship program, it was called Project Head Start, where we empowered over 600 people with free entrepreneurship training, because we've been building a community through our NGO. We had people from different walks of life, different backgrounds, different religions. It was a really amazing time. The videos of it, I'll send that to you. And one of our guest speakers, well-known motivational speaker in Nigeria and also internationally, he was saying, and I was like, yes, this is it. Now, I spent most of my time within the church, so it's exciting to hear people outside. So I said, Nigerians have a very big memory, but they're thinking, creative, to be able to apply things. And I was like, oh my goodness. So this is also being said, because I'm not hearing it as I would like to. So anyway, I came here and I got a C. I have to tell you, I sat down. It was very close to a B, because I had sent it to my mentors in Nigeria. I mean, I thought this was meant, I'm a good girl. I'm allowing myself to be mentored with my age, and I sent it to someone who's got a doctorate. I'm like, this is wonderful. This is an A, and I get a C. I have to tell you, Kim, I sat down, and the lady, I'm sorry, but when I went to meet the lecturer, I was like, what happened? And here you're allowed to ask your lecturer to assess, to explain to you where you're wrong. You have what is called the rubric. You know what your examiner is looking for. You're allowed to challenge it. We have some students we look after here, and right now they just came in December, and I'm trying to tell them, you can actually talk to your lecturer. Your lecturer will talk to you. he will help you. And if you're not feeling well, they would actually allow you to take the assessment another time.
We have a thing called mitigating circumstances.
Mitigating circumstances, right? This was also new to them, because unfortunately, from the universities they've come for, if the lecturer doesn't like your face, that's it.